Eteocles had always known that he was cursed, but he never thought it would come to this. He had always been a fair and just king, but unfortunately, he was unable to break free from his father's curse. It all began with his father, King Andreas, who had a strange obsession with power and control. He had two sons, Eteocles and Polynices, and he promised to divide his kingdom between them. However, Andreas died before he could fulfill his promise, and Eteocles decided to take the throne for himself. This led to a fierce dispute between the two brothers, and the situation only worsened when Polynices fled to another city and returned with an army to claim the throne. Eteocles refused to step down, and the two brothers were forced to fight a bloody battle known as the Seven against Thebes. The battle was long and brutal, and in the end, both Eteocles and Polynices died on the battlefield. After the battle, Eteocles was given a hero's burial, while Polynices was left to rot. This angered the gods, and they cursed Eteocles and his city. Despite his heroic death, Eteocles and his city were doomed to suffer the consequences of his actions, and they eventually fell into ruin. But the story of Eteocles and his curse lives on, reminding us of the dangers of greed and the importance of fair and just rule. According to Greek mythology, Eteocles was a notable figure who established two tribes, one of which was named after himself, and the other after his possible father named Cephigius. Eteocles was fond of giving some of his vast land to others, and so he bestowed some of his lands to Ulmus, Sisyphus' son, who was later believed to have been the inspiration behind the village of Ulmonus. One of Eteocles' most notable stories involved his recognition and devotion towards the Charites, believing them to be true goddesses. He was the first one ever known to make sacrifices and pay tribute to the Charites, and he recognized their number to be 3. The connections between Eteocles and the Charites abound in many sources, such as Theocritus, who referred to the Charites as divine daughters of Eteocles. Strabo also credited Eteocles with the founding of the Charites temple. People believe that Eteocles honored these goddesses for the remarkable graces and wealth he possessed or for the abundant gifts he offered. Another account described Eteocles' 3 daughters, who had a tragic end after falling into a deep well while singing and dancing in tribute to the Graces. Though they drowned, their souls were transformed into magnificent cypresses by the goddess of the earth, Gaia. Eventually, people colloquially began calling these cypresses Graces.